Hi.
Sorry, muted. Oh, I got it. Okay. All right, so I'm signing off now, and thank you very much. Or actually, I'll just mute myself and come back later. No, I'm signing off. Never mind.
You're looking very serious, Daniel. Can you hear me? Maybe not.
Hello, now.
Oh, now you can.
Let's see. Audio. Audio. Output. That's LAV Cinema. Yeah. That should do it. So that should be the output. And that should be the input. Great. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Graham. We'll do a little check-in in a little bit. I'm just getting out the information to various places. Post where you feel like posting. Where else can I post to? Post it to the main event. Oh, yeah, post here. Come to post.
Have you put it on the Impact Economy Skype group, Daniel?
Yeah, that just got posted.
Alright, cool.
So there's that. So it's the main event done it. Oh, to the group. Group. To we share labs. We share labs. What else? Oh yeah. Change the future. Oops, not that. Future. Oops. Okay, I'll be with you in a second. Just doing this and then blah 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 blah. Ba-dum. And what else?
How you doing, Stephanie?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Half asleep. You know me at this time. I got into my wake zone at about 2 a.m.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, where are you?
But I'm at home in Whistler. Yeah. No, just.
Well, I just got home at 10:30 last night from my 5-week tour where it was like super intense the whole time, and now I'm starting my work week, so I'm in the same kind of shape, but that's fine. It's good.
How did it go?
It was amazing. It was fantastic. There's so much cool stuff happening, and such a great trajectory. Like everything really crystallized about how this all gets operationalized, and CollabCamp is a part of it.
Cool.
Yeah. Can So, is it okay to invite Lynn Foster? She's our tech coordinator.
Please invite whoever you want.
I did, and I gave her the link, but she said she somehow needs to get invited. So can I give you her email address?
No, she should just be able to click on that link and just go into the link. The link is this, right? Oops. The link is that. That's the link. That's the link you need to give her.
Okay.
I like your mug, Daniel.
Sorry?
I like your mug.
Yeah, right. Multiple.
Love.
Polyamorous mug.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
You're
Hi.
great.
I'm hiding because I'm half asleep in bed at the moment.
So just so you know, this is a live call and it's being recorded and it gets put on as an archive. So just you know,
You haven't started the recording yet, though, Daniel, have you?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll just laugh at this one then.
Yeah, exactly. Just laugh. It's okay. I'm sure no one actually watches it. So, so it seems like maybe Stephanie has some time constraints. So maybe if we just crack on and do what we need to do here, and then maybe other people will join us as they realise this is actually happening. I was expecting some people from Paris to join us, but who knows? But anyway, so should we just go around and introductions and just quick? Where are you? Who are you? What do you? And maybe if you think you can make CollabCamp.
Yeah. Are we keeping notes anywhere, or should we?
There is a. I'll dig out the agenda where we put stuff. I haven't created an agenda for this one. Mainly because I just hadn't had time, but I will find that link for you right now.
Thank you.
But yeah, go for it. I mean, basically, this is recorded if we miss anything. So.
Okay. All right, I'll start since no one else is. I'm Stephanie. I'm in Madison, Wisconsin, working on a project called Mutual Aid Networks, which is about redesigning work by redesigning our own work and that of people in our networks, and really starting with people who are doing new in quotes, since it's really kind of going back to old regular traditional ways of economic life and human life in economy work that's like trying to put the economy in its place by using forming a type of cooperative that uses time banking and building more of a commons and other forms of mutual credit and resource sharing, and then also shared money like savings pools to sort of meet everyone's needs sort of more comprehensively, collectively, and give people a chance to do what they want to do in their lives. Who's going next?
I'll give it a yeehaw then. Well, I've got the Citizens Media, and I'm also working at getting an investment co-op going called the I3 Investment Co-op. The idea of that is that we'll just have open conversations, basically, about projects that are going on increasing people's livelihoods. Initial focus is in South Africa on a project called Birkneck Community Projects, which is a collaboration of different projects that are about producing food, engaging more members of the community in trickle-up enterprise. So we are at the stage of getting that co-op going, getting documentaries going behind it, and then launching a crowdfund campaign through it. And for that, we're going to have various different needs. So I'm just wondering whether there might be some connection between what you do and Stephanie in the Working Man, and how that can be used in figuring out all the needs we've got in moving forward and the people who want to get involved within that project, so that people can use the funds that are drawn in, if that makes sense.
Lynn, Graham, one of you jump in.
Yeah, I'll jump in. Although I won't jump in because I've hurt my back.
Oh no.
Yeah, my little 2-year-old. But that's okay. I'm Graham. I'm near Barcelona in Spain, and as of maybe this morning, it seems that I'm now co-producing a festival in Ibiza next year, which will be aiming to bring as many people together to create stuff together, and then give it away free. A bit like at the moment, it's sort of TED meets Burning Man meets social capital type music festival thing. So that's about as clear as we got it this morning. But yeah, mainly doing a lot of networking with people doing really interesting stuff and projects in and around Europe at the moment. That's at the same trying to be a good dad and very grounded in the whole thing. So that's me.
Okay, my turn.
Yep.
I'm Lynn Foster. I live in Wisconsin, USA, not too far from Stephanie. My main work is with my partner Bob Haugen in developing NRP software. Daniel, I know you know us a bit, and the value flows vocabulary, but I'm not here for that. I'm here. Stephanie asked me to join. I've been helping out with the man a little bit in mapping their current software and trying to determine where are the missing links and how can we fill them in. And that's why I'm here to see, can the CollabCamp be part of filling in the man's missing links. So cool.
Really pleased to have you, Lynn. I just realised which Lynn you were.
Yeah, that's me. And I'll have to jump off, in not too long, so I apologize ahead of time. But otherwise, I'll just listen and learn.
Well, generally what we've been doing on these, I'll do, my name's Daniel Harris. I've been helping to organize the Collab Camp this year in Paris. And right now I'm in Plymouth. I've just driven down from Oxford. So I'm a bit all over the place. I'm a nomad. And looking forward to nomading in May in Europe. And I'll also facilitate this call. What's tended to happen with other calls is we've been talking about venues and stuff and like where are we going to have this, and we've progressed that quite a bit in terms of we've now got a whole list of places where it's hitting ones that we've been in before for the last 2 years. So we have a history with venues, we have a history with running these events, and we feel quite confident we'll find some place that because of what we've done before. And there is no budget for this event. We've prided ourselves on doing it for nothing. We're doing it for nothing. Yeah, the region of Paris, it could vary. We've had it dead central, a venue dead central, and we've also had a venue that's been a bit out of the way. I'll direct you to the venues that we have used, or I can actually just point you to if the actual websites. You can check it out because there are links to the venues there, which might be more helpful. Shortly. Yeah, go for it.
You have like a short list of venues then? I was just typing this in, or do you want any help with that? I just know someone who set up an event there before.
totally, totally. We've got another document that we've been working in is let me see, venue, securing a venue for, okay. Here's, oops. Here's the document we've been using for the venue. So that's the venue. Basically, Julian Dessart, not sure. I'd say bring him in. Maybe.
From Valorant.
Yeah, obviously, I think he was there in Numa. So that document contains a list of places we've actually no. Simplon, yes, Simplon was there, and Numa was there as well. Yeah, so there's some other ideas there, and we just need to keep adding in. And Luke and Fabian have been mostly on this, but they're not here in this call. So just realised, so people might not be registered to the CollabCamp. If you don't have editing rights in the CollabCamp folder, just put your Gmail account or the account you use for Google or Gmail or Google Docs into the chat, and I'll just add you and I'll give you rights to edit. Yeah, I think. Bugger, how long have I been muted for? Graham, can you hear me?
I can hear you. About
last I heard,
30 seconds.
30 seconds, good. God, I've been speaking for ages, and then just, okay, I don't know how I got muted.
The last thing I heard was you talking about adding the Gmail addresses.
Oh yeah, so I've added Caroline at citizensmedia.com. Stephanie, is that the one you want to use? Caroline, is that the one you use for Gmail and Google Docs?
They all point through to the same thing, so right. Yeah. But that's my Gmail account I just sent you.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'll use that one instead then. Lynn, do you have a preferred Google Mail?
Yeah, I put it in the chat up at the top there.
I see it now. I see them all now. Right. All going great. Okay, and then once done that, I'll stop doing this stuff. Okay, and then Graham. So there we've got some any help with venues or anyone you think could help with venues, brilliant, go for that. What the point about CollabCamp, I've just added everyone, so you should all be there now. So the point about CollabCamp is just before WeShare. I'm not even sure if I'm going to go to WeShare, or maybe a day, or if I get a free ticket or something. I'm not paying. And so we expect to get some people that come a bit early to WeShare coming to CollabCamp. That's happened before. Also, there just tends to be quite a few people around that time because of WeShare and stuff. So anyway, that's why it's then and in Paris. Anyone got any questions?
No, I know. I'm just mainly curious about how you want to, like, what your goals are, and just getting a sense of how established that is, and the way it'll be sort of facilitated or not. Yeah, that's.
It's going to be made up pretty much on the fly, but we do have the structure of there's kind of like two streams in a way. One is that CollabCamp is about how do we collaborate. So the discussion, what we try and foster is how do we collaborate, tools around collaboration, and kind of the general sense of collaboration, so the generic sense of collaboration. And then another part, then the other stream, hey Tammy,
Hello.
Okay, Lynn, well, look forward to your continued involvement.
Sorry about that. I'll watch it later. Ship it to me. That'd be great.
Oh, great. Tam, we'll just have a second. I just want to finish this particular point, which is so there's the kind of like talking about collaboration and how we collaborate and tools about collaboration, and then actually collaborating. We encourage people to bring their crazy ideas, their crazy visions about what they want to build or what they want to see or who they'd like to, or ideas about skills that they have or just things that they want to help with. They don't have to be technical. It could just be, I'm a facilitator, I'm a whatever. And then we have people who do have technical skills there as well. The kind of structure is open cafe, but we are inviting some people that may be facilitators in a kind of more traditional sense, and we might sort of all vote for them to, or they may just hold a space where they present something maybe, and then people will gravitate towards them if that works. But we're not kind of saying this is what everyone should do. So it's kind of like it is open space.
So, for example, Daniel, if Stephanie was to present the MAN project and what's been happening there and invite people to collaborate around that, what would it look like?
Well, I mean, I think I think there'd be how we will structure it is I think how we have done in the past is have like a morning session and afternoon session, and we basically say, is this going to be a series of kind of like presentations, or is it going to be like breakout sessions where we're talking about have specific subjects, and maybe it's one or the other, or maybe it's a combination of those, and then maybe we say, depends on how many people are there. People will self-organize into either doing something in serial or having things in parallel, and if so, for example, to answer that specific point, if Stephanie wants to do a presentation, then people will either say, well, that's a great idea, we all want to hear about it, yeah, that's okay, fine. And if there's dissenters, then there will be people going off and do their own stuff. So it's kind of built like that. So the idea is to test out collaborating in the process, and we kind of invite. It's more that and if people see that there's a kind of a lack of leadership and want to take hold of that, then there may be that might happen, and if it's kind of accepted by the group, then great, and if not, then we'll see a bit of fragmentation happening, and we might see some kind of difficulty. But I think that I kind of like that because of the people coming. We are pretty keen on making this all work, and it's really nice to have people there that are kind of like set on how do we make this work, even given the randomness. And so it doesn't end up being, it's never ended up being a kind of a fatuous situation. There are blips here and there, but it's generally harmonious, and that's nice.
It does seem like open space.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Tammy, do you want to say hello and just give us a little?
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to see people. I won't be able to attend in person, but I wondered what kind of opportunities there might be to do some Google Hangouts and have some conversations with people there. Great. Fantastic. My sister gets married on the 14th, so that won't be a day where I'll be online doing things.
Yeah.
And I guess Caroline's brother and my sister are getting married in the same little window, so that's kind of cool.
Not to each other.
No. But yeah, I would love to have some conversations with people about what they're doing, and kind of a minimum of 3 people, if possible, just so that we can really have that collaborative sense and feeling about what people are bringing to the table. So, you know, one of the pieces could definitely be just looking at what people are doing and what they need. And then, aside from that, any conversations that are determined at the event that might make sense to go a little bit deeper in, and to create a record for that as a deliverable, an output.
Yay! Perfect. Yes, absolutely wonderful, awesome. And that's what I forgot to say, was there's a heavy emphasis on deliverables. This is not just about having conversations. We want to see code. We want to see diagrams. We want to see pictures. We want to see 3-dimensional models. We want to burn. We built a dragon one time and then we burnt it. So it's kind of like we want to see activities and stuff created 3D or 2D or virtual, but outputs. And well, personally, I'm keen on like documents and doing it in the moment. So yeah, that's a big part of this. This is not meant just to be a chat or listening to a load of presentations. It's about coming, and sometimes with a project, and then we want to see what happened to that within that project, like a little, like over those 5 days, or how many days. People can come and go as well. Sometimes people don't last the whole event. They come for the beginning or the end or the middle. Yeah.
Daniel, just a question: how many people are you thinking will attend? And yeah, how many people do you have confirmed, or you think that will come?
I'm going to look now. At the moment, we've got 18 people going. I know that some of the people that have said they're going aren't going to go, but then I know of a few people who haven't put down they're going will probably go. So and in the past we've had between 20 and 40, and it varies on a daily basis. And that's quite a nice number. It's kind of intimate, but large enough to kind of like, yeah. So, I should say, please invite your friends. Just even if you don't think they can go, if they're interested in this, invite them, because they might pass it on to someone who can, or maybe those people will invite their other people. So please do invite your friends on the main event, which is this one. I'll just post that. do it. Do it now. There you go. So, yeah. So it's not necessarily about getting massive numbers. It's nice to have. It's nice to have a
Well,
few
that's
there.
a good amount. You know, a nice intimate amount, and yet enough people to really get some good collaborations, partnerships, ideas running.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, even with the people in this call, just sitting around a table for a good few days would suffice. But I know there's more people coming than that. So I'm excited even with meeting up with Graham, Stephanie, and Caroline. You know, so just so that So there you go. But I know there's going to be more people there, and yeah, obviously people are waiting for it until we've secured a venue to actually say yes. But there's 75 people interested. I don't know what that actually means, but there's only 700 people invited. So that kind of people from the people that are going. They haven't invited their friends. That concerns me. But I've said it enough. I can't do this anymore. You know, I don't know why people don't invite so many of their contacts. It's kind of it's a tricky one. If we were marching on 10 Downing Street, you know, we'd soon get a few. Yeah, invite your friends, but yeah.
I think for something that's focused on deliverable, it's better to have it's better to have a smaller number of people who have a more sort of serious focus and interest and orientation to each other's work. Like I feel like I already have a picture, except you, Graham, because I'm just meeting you, but I have a picture of how our various things fit in, and then who won't be there, how theirs fit together. You know, I can see how we can move forward together, and it's going to be, quality over quantity, sort of in terms of what we could. And I don't mean that in terms of people or what they would have to offer, but in terms of the focus on getting things done. And the guy who's most directly like helping get our software up and running, and so you met, or you know Lynn already, but in this way today. But Tim might actually try to get funding to go over there too, so he could actually. So I am trying to invite sort of selective people who can really contribute to hooking our things together for real. And now I have to go get on my next call, but thank you, and I'll try to join these when I can. And thanks for making it a little later.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bye, Stefan. Nice to meet you.
Cheers, Stefan. What was I trying to? Yes, yes, tight group deliverables. Yes.
So I'm also happy, Daniel, to do some pre-event hangouts. Getting people together before, so I'd need some collaboration on that. Just who you might think, and small groups, 3 or 4, so that everybody has the space to be able to share what they're about and really focus on what they're bringing to the table and what they need.
Cool. Are you?
I'm just Daniel.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm just aware. I don't know many of you guys. I've not been a part of this at all. I'm a brand new person here, although I've known Daniel for, 9 years? 9 years, yeah. And I don't think I've ever been in the same room with him for longer than an hour. So this will be new for me. A whole 3 days of you. I mean with other people, Daniel. I don't mean just you and me.
Oh, I see, yes.
Yes, there was that thing in London that we went in, and I have no technical background whatsoever, and I much prefer chaos leading to an awareness of something that's arisen and emerged in the complexity of people meeting each other. So deliverables and outputs it depends upon what the deliverable is, but I'm really looking forward to being in a space where I'm uncomfortable. I like being uncomfortable, so
you can pass that on to everyone else. That's awesome. You're the randomizing factor.
I will create discomfort for at least a day and then see what happens. Especially you.
Graham, maybe
I
you
may
can
even bring
share.
some T-shirts.
Graham,
Sorry, on you go, Tanya.
I wonder if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about what you're all about, what you're working on.
Yeah,
What brings you to this?
yeah, because you joined a bit later. Yeah, I'm at the moment, literally today, it's really been aware to me now that I'm co-producing an event, a festival next year in Ibiza, which is around massive collaboration and making stuff, and then giving it away for free. That's the idea. Because basically Ibiza as an island is completely destroyed by wild hedonists in the summer, mainly from the UK. And a friend of ours who hopefully will be at CollabCamp as well, he has this lovely concept of healing the island and looking after it and giving something back, because it's just the opposite really. And if people can come and then build things together and give a feeling of shared love for each other on the island, then that's a good thing. So that seems to be what I'm now focusing on for the next year, which
just
fresh out the box this morning.
Just so you know, Tam, I mean, if you're brought up in the UK, Ibiza really does have a reputation for being, it was all the way through my teenage years, the place to go if you wanted to party. And the stories that I heard of it from this generation slightly younger than us as well, so this has been quite embedded within Ibiza. That sounds so awesome, Graham. Very exciting.
Yeah, and it's an island that I think Ibiza means goddess in whatever language.
Wow.
And basically it's the people who live in the island the whole year. It's like the San Antonio, which is this one place, is one small town or city within the whole island. So it's not as if the whole island's like that. So it's really a lot of the people who live there. And I live in Barcelona, just across the water. So a lot of people who actually live there don't come anywhere near it. They don't even think about it, and it's only a short period of time. And yeah, so it should be interesting.
It's a bit like Whistler. I live in Whistler, which is a resort in BC, British Columbia, and it's I hardly ever go into the village. It's a completely different animal than sort of the locals who just enjoy hiking and being in nature. It's a very spiritual land at the same time as being a place where a lot of people go to have a good time.
And Graham, what it sounds to me like you've landed exactly beautifully in the collaboration camp. What's brought you to collaboration as a focus? So Ibiza.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I've spent the last, ever since 2001, when I first joined Rise.com and thought, what is the internet and what's going on here? I've been involved in all sorts of projects all over the world, and collaboration is hard. It's really hard to do, and but we have to find a way to do it. So, I've run events with kids in schools. I've done lots of events and facilitated lots of things. So, it's finding a way to how can we get the egos out of the way for long enough to see what wants to happen between a group of people, and then we find a way to support each other. So it's like, yeah, I don't find it easy. I brought up in Scotland to be a highly competitive young man, so it's very difficult to get in a room and try and see where someone else might have the idea that needs to happen in that moment. So,
yes.
And as I said before, Praz is coming, and Praz has been a pioneer in his own right and struggling to get his work through to do with social computing. As a metaphor, how do we upgrade cities? How do we upgrade the software, which is education and so on, and all that? How do we do that? So that's one of his lifelong questions. And I'm going because Daniel's there. He's hosting it, and I've known Daniel and respected him and his work for a long time. So,
yes.
And his sleeveless T-shirts.
Wonderful. Thanks for doing that. I mean, for me.
Sorry, carry on.
For me, it is about the people, and I love how you described the challenges of collaboration, And I think that we've all experienced that. How do we come together and as allies and as peers to be able to model a different way of being together? Because it's not, the presentation model. I love, Daniel, that you're, you would like to see, let's break out in groups and get some actual work done, rather than having that presentation model where, again, we're just sort of taking in information as a bit of a passive approach, when what we really need to do is we need to say, I've got this, oh, how interesting, and then our minds together can kind of weave what's possible. So thank you for that, and for highlighting that is a challenge for us. Us humans have got to figure that piece out, and so all these opportunities to be able to do that is just wonderful. So thank you, Daniel, for pulling this together.
Groovy. There's others involved, by the way, but I'll thank you for that and spread the love.
Yes.
I don't know where they are, but they come and go, Yeah.
So to get a little more specific as far as how I may be able to contribute in a good way, Wednesdays, sort of daytime from about 11 till 4 PST, I'm available to do hangouts that day. Other days as well, absolutely. I can schedule according to what people need or what people are available for. But those are good days for me to be able to set stuff up and participate.
Okay, so we can do that with a pre kind of event stuff. The actual event will be Friday, Saturday through to Tuesday. So that's kind of So the dates. If you go to the actual event, it's all there, Caroline.
No, I mean which dates are good for Tammy.
Every Wednesday between now and then.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
I'm just saying Wednesday because it's specific rather than a hard line. I could do any day, but I figure if I put a day down, we aim for that, and then we can set some stuff up.
Yeah, I like
time is
stuff. So.
You now, Tammy?
It's 9 in the morning, 9:09.
So it's now 5 o'clock in the afternoon here, and that's kind of like, for me, it's kind of like, it's kind of drawing towards the end of the day. Can you do this kind of time? Or I know you said 11. Is it you like to?
I can schedule for as early as 6 in the morning my time. So what time is that? Right. That would be 2 in the afternoon your time. So I can.
We'll try and do it nicer than that, but yeah, okay, that's good to know. So let me just write that down so that I've got that in the notes that we're doing. So
this coming Wednesday, I've got a podcast scheduled at 9 and at 10:30. So, yes, 7 to 9, 6 to 9, anytime in that window for this coming one. And after that, I'm happy to. Yeah, I like getting up early. So.
Okay. Okay. So, Tammy, can you put your? I thought I added everyone. Anyway, I want to add you to the Google Drive space, so you can. But I'm just detail.
I think I'm here. I gave you my email in the chat window, but I think yeah.
Great. Let me just get back there.
And Daniel, I think it might make sense if we started with yourself and another one of the organizers. So we kind of start at the center of the event, people who can kind of inform what these may look like.
Yeah.
As far as sharing information, because your body of work, of course, is pretty profound, and in particular to, as far as I'm concerned, you're the shit.
You're the shit.
You're the shit. So yeah, I would. I'd love to have you be a part of the first one that we do.
Fine, cool. We'll just schedule that in. Yeah, fine. Okay. Just wanted to detail that notes. Tammy to do Hangout on airs with up to event Wednesdays are better. Cool.
Awesome.
Awesome. So yeah, that's where we kind of. I mean, we've got this Google Drive where we're kind of like just coordinating stuff. Go and have a rummage around there. You should have a link to it. I just added you to the root directory of it. Yeah. And I've also made you manager of the Google page for CollabCamp, which also means you're a manager of the YouTube account. So if we do Google Hangouts, and we can just, they're so easy to set up these days. So
Totally.
yeah, so we can just have them there, and then people can see them. That's great.
Wonderful. And where are you located right now, Daniel?
I am in Plymouth right now, but then I'll be back in Oxford later on in the week.
Okay.
And yeah.
You know Matt Slater's in London this week, eh?
I didn't know that. No. But I've. Yeah, I didn't know that. He's bouncing around all over the place, right?
Yeah.
But is he doing something specific?
What's that?
Is he doing something specific?
I haven't caught up with what he's most recently doing, but you know, he carries on supporting the people and developing community currencies all around the world, as he does.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, interesting. I know. I've been following the blockchain stuff. I don't understand it, or I'm not sold on it. I'm really happy Lynn's involved in this. I know she said she probably can't make it, but I'm glad they've got a view on this. That's Lynn Foster, so there's that, Bob, and then the Open Value Network side of things. And so, yeah, it'd be really, I'd really love to get both kind of groups into. In Whistler, we didn't have the blockchain contingent really, and so that would have been, we had these other groups of like sector and stuff like that.
Right.
Which I don't know. What would be also good would be to maybe like check in with those other groups, and there's also the whole thing that came out of that, the what's it called? The whole Hilo set up a whole thread that was all, was it change technology, something, CTA, I can't remember what it stood for. We should check in with that and see if we can drag people from there to the event, because that would be a whole, I think right now we're kind of like vision heavy, and it would be good to balance it with some tech and then get all into the room. So, okay,
right.
That's a little thing, a note that I'm making for myself to go check out the CTA group and get them involved a little bit. Okay.
Who's in that group?
Pretty much everyone. Let me see if I can drag out what the URL is for that. It seems like everyone, but not the blockchain people necessarily. So here we go. It's Collaborative Technology Alliance. How do I actually?
Do you want to swing a link into the chat?
Yeah, I'm trying to find something that would actually give an actual link that makes sense. I'm just looking at where this email takes me. Okay. It's not always the most collaborative technology. Right, so there you go. Is that what it? Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so that is it. So copy link. There you go. So I don't know if this is, you have to log in before you do that, but try and get in on that. That's where the discussion is taking place. It seems to be a lot of the kind of, I don't know where it's got to or how. It seems to be still. It seems to be still poodling along.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, it
Yeah.
resolved in a web page.
Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
So so you were saying that there's a lot of thinkers and a lot of visionaries who are currently a part of this group.
Yeah. Yeah, we should try and drag, or at least make them aware of what we're doing, and see if any of them are based in Europe or coming over for WeShare, or just drag them over anyway.
It's some serendipity I love recently that my last Airbnb guest who stayed the last 2 nights, he looks like he works for Gartner Group, which consults on how you put technology together, and he was really interested in the project. He's also got friends in Paris, so hopefully he can help accommodation and stuff. But it's interesting, you know. I'm just thinking about how bigger organizations might want to get into the sort of work that we're doing, and whether we can tap into those resources that they have to offer. Just a side thought.
Feel totally free, Caroline. If totally free, if you want to. However, yes, as in, please.
Let's invite Gartner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why not?
I mean, obviously, you have that skill because you brought Sun into what you were doing. Feel free to what we've had before. Actually, it happened more in Amsterdam because a few of the organisers actually live in the Netherlands, and they were bringing in municipalities and councils, and we were talking about open source software within their organisations, and how they it was really interesting because they usually go out to tender to consultants. Then the consultants try and sell something, so they don't usually offer open source as a solution. And that was a really telling thing, that we were there going, why are you not using open source software? But okay, that's a minor thing. But what I'm trying to say is we have engaged with organizations and slightly more bigger organizations. But yeah, so great. That might be a nice thing in itself, just to bring them in. What we've tended to do though is we realised that people that came from the council came without laptops, and it seemed like they were coming for a little jolly. and we said to them, next time you come, bring laptops because we want you to work. It was interesting. They kind of just felt like, oh, we'll just come and talk. No, we want you to, So we got,
Yeah.
So there are, you can see remnants of that in the Google Drive. Sorry, Graham.
Yeah, on that note, I mean, I'm wondering if it'd be helpful just to, from the vision perspective, just to sketch out more clearly what kind of ideal external guests we would like, because these days of serendipity, as Caroline was saying, somehow the monkey sphere and all sorts of stuff is happening and people just turn up, so we just don't know. And if we're clear about, well, it'd be really cool if we had that kind of person represented, and you just never know.
Yeah, and the shift is happening, and this is about, I think, when you get the larger organizations, they've got an interest in what we're doing because they know it's trickling to the surface here. But they bring with them a certain amount of publicity. If they're coming, it's sort of it gives people, I think, who this is unfamiliar stuff to them, but they like the idea of it. It helps to instill confidence that, oh, these big groups are interested in what they're doing. it looks like they're taking it seriously. Maybe we don't need to be so afraid of it. So there's kind of a, I think it has a positive effect. Certainly when I've told people about having the sponsor that we had for the summit, it's a large financial organisation that is familiar to a lot of Australians. We have a lot of Australians in Whistler. So straight away they were listening. Oh, you got sponsorship from them. Oh, this must be a worthwhile project. Whereas if you go in and you say, hey, there's a bunch of us getting together because we believe there's a different way of doing things, they take you less seriously. So I think there's kind of an indirect role that they play without realising it. So they probably do realise it.
There's a friend of mine who's a lovely way of saying it, that all these organisations, the Googles, whatever, the big ones, they have these free-flowing electrons around the outside who like the weird stuff, and if you can pick them off, they'll just join that other nucleus and say, oh, there's much more interesting here. And there's plenty of them around, and even if they have some spare time to get involved, they might be more turned on by what's happening here than it is within their own systems.
Yeah. So feel free to target, I've just posted, we just made a list of mentors. That was it, in answer to you, Graham, about like what kind of people. But I think, to be honest, I'm quite, the way we describe CollabCamp is, you come along, if we're going to have a meal, then you bring your own food and you have a cook. So I think that already limits the kind of people we get along. So the people we get along tend to be muckers-inners, and we try to have that as almost a filter. So I think it kind of self-filters. And if people see, oh my God, we have to make food together, then it kind of like if it doesn't fit with them, then they jump out, and that's fine. And they get a little snippet of that world, and so I don't think we need to actually make an explicit filter description, but I think I'd say just whoever comes is the right people, even if it's Monsanto. That could be fun.
We have to be inclusive, Daniel.
Sorry?
One has to be inclusive,
Does one have to be
Monsanto on Tuesday and then leave your job and become something else on the Wednesday?
Let's give them seeds of love.
Yes.
Well, do we include persons that don't have heartbeats? As in corporations? Representatives of corporations that actually have heartbeats?
I think they, we can only deal with people.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, right. I think, that's about it, really.
I'm working on my comedy over here, Daniel.
Great. Keep working.
Exactly.
But just to make an observation, and I do it as well, Daniel. It's about targeting. That word targeting. Let's target people. It's like, what's the language to say? I just like to buy your coffee, or I like to hang out with you, or something. I don't know it, but it's that,
invitational.
It's the way of approaching these. They are targets for many people, so they're probably used to being targeted. So they're on the defensive a lot. So you catch them in a different space. They just become, oh yeah, that's nice. You're actually asking me as a person. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm going as John rather than representing something else.
James has been getting together with, and also writing and we'll write personal emails to. It's a group of 10 people so far, or 8 people, okay. But so and like I said, happy if you want to. There's
I was just going to say, I really appreciated, Graham, the way that you said that you're from Scotland and you find collaboration really difficult. You were brought up to be a competitive man, and it just made me smile because, I was brought up not to trust people, the stiff upper lip, And, certainly not in the big wide world. It's a nasty world out there. You've got to take care of yourself. and to let go of all of that is fantastic. But it's scary. So yeah, thanks for sharing that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I think living in Spain, it's interesting to see how men are very different in Spain. They're a completely different species. Because Spain was very much a matriarchal society for a long time, so the men behave very differently to the mothers. And they were in a dictatorship until 1978, so they they were told what to do there. So there's a very different relationship between the men and the women here. So yeah, and they tend to collaborate really well in families and friendship groups, but get them to meet a stranger, they panic and don't know what to do. Why do I not talk to him? I mean, he's not part of my family.
Interesting.
So. But they have amazing techies in Spain, and they have so a lot of tech startups, they buy Spanish techies because they're like a third of the price of the Silicon Valley guys or gals. So that's
Would it be fun to have could we have some kind of massive map, Daniel, and we could actually look at people in different areas of the world and how we relate to the cultures that, the things that people's perceptions that they have.
How do you mean by that? You mean like different qualities
don't really know. Well, just as Graham was talking about, different qualities of
easier to connect with somebody.
Yeah.
So that the transfer of information can take place. If there's no connection, nothing happens.
I just wonder whether it might be sort of one of those things that you see things within the spaces, and it might actually help us to see the challenges that we have in collaboration, and how we can sort of use those different personalities that we experience throughout life, how we can approach them. So the psychology around that, and that does hit sort of people who are different personalities, because I'm aware that I'm really...
I might be personally interested in identifying. It sounds like you're talking about archetypes, or talking about, like, if you approach someone and you say this, and then you get that response. You kind of talking a bit like that.
That's why I think it'll be, because CollabCamp is just sort of about seeing the emergence of things, and I just wonder if it'd be interesting to see, just to have a conversation around how we approach or the ups and the downs of people as we perceive them, and share ideas for how we can actually bridge the awkwardness that often happens in those relationships.
Awkwardness doesn't occur to me.
Tammy, can you give me a helping hand here?
Oh, sure, yeah. Well,
yay.
Just as taking your idea and moving it up a bit, the conversations that we have ahead of the summit, we could put them as a place marker on a Google map, right? That we save, that we can sort of see. I guess you'd have to have 2 pins with the same video, or 3, or however many participants. Anyhow, just some. You can make shapes as well on those maps, and kind of, so you could make a shape that included all of those people to kind of show how it's connected, and what because really there's a couple of things that we're navigating. Well, a lot of them, but 2 of them in presenting is time and space, right? So in putting it on a map, I love that idea, Caroline, because it gives us the sense of the interconnectivity of a bunch of us and where people are in place, and I think that's really important to inform the context of what you may be hearing in a conversation. But also there's time, right? And how, as these conversations are developed, because I see the conversations as an output, as something that people can refer back to. Wow, remember when Daniel Harris met whomever who actually really moved his work forward? Well, wow, this is his first conversation that he had, and this is how these ideas came together. So part of what I'm looking to hold space for is what happens when our minds come together and our ideas come together, And because it's a recorded conversation, you can see where maybe I didn't hear Daniel when he said, you know, how important it is to integrate identity in the blockchain, because I had another thought in that moment and a brain fart and I wasn't listening, right? So there's these pieces that I think that we can allow to grow and watch and develop.
Sorry guys, my dad's asking something. What is it? Salad or cooked greens? What do you reckon?
Salad.
Salad, yeah. Salad, dad. Salad, dad.
Thank you.
I really like where you're going with that. I've just Tam, and it could, maybe it becomes some kind of collab map that we can find a technologist who's interested in having just a web page on, you know, integrating it onto the website for collabs. And that all sorts of different things, we mark them, what the different projects that people are doing, and then we can link up these hangouts that relate the projects to each other, as Tam was suggesting.
Yeah, sounds awesome. I would just start off with Google Docs because that's what we have, and they are all public. So,
but you know, it's a visual. It's a visual, Daniel. If you can actually, somebody outside could, I think, could be really interested. They hear about Collab. They go to the Google map, they see these flags, different flags. Say a purple flag is a hangout between two things, or there's another flag just lists, you click on it and it shows you what initiatives are coming from those places. And there might be a way to link that initiative with other places in the world. So say if you've got mutual aid networks, that's a big flag in Wisconsin. And then there are all sorts of other projects that
you also take themes across.
Sorry?
You want to take themes. It's not just about geography. It's also about theme linking, isn't it?
Yeah, but mapping it from a geographical perspective, and then you could have themes as another thing. Yeah. So here's a flag that represents projects, and then so there's some way of linking all of those together. And here's something, you know, and so on. I mean, we've talked a lot, Tammy, about visualization and using those sorts of tools, right, to show people what we're doing.
Absolutely. So I'm just creating a map right now that has Vancouver, Barcelona, Whistler, and where are you, Daniel?
Plymouth. Can I just call out to my dad? I'm just going to go on mute for a second. So. You carry on talking.
Oh, yeah. And so we can just test what this might look like on a Google map that can then be embedded, you know, put in the Google Docs and just play with it.
Yeah, I mean, there are going to be technologists at the lab. And so if somebody, throughout the whole, from the beginning to the end of the lab, I could see if someone gets onto this and is willing to help develop it, then maybe, you know, it can develop before the event, and then, you know.
I think the thing that is always going to stump someone who's a technologist is to have raw data. So what they'll want is some raw data first, and then, so it's a kind of catch-22. So we've just got, if we want someone to look at visualizing something, if we can get some raw data together in even a spreadsheet, then they can start looking at how to visualize it using whatever methodology. So that's what I would suggest that we do, is somehow get some stuff together, and if that's what you're interested in doing, Caroline, then that's great, and however you want to.
Yeah, I'm not going to have time, Daniel, between now and the event. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have.
That's fine. That's okay.
Yeah,
But it's a good idea, and it's documented now in this here video.
Yay! Awesome.
Daniel knows that I don't like documents at all.
I know, I'm not very good at them either.
Was that Daniel?
Really? Well, it's okay. It's fine. If you ever want anything built, then the people that build it generally like some kind of strategy kind of thing. That's
Well, yeah,
when that's
but I'll just sit next to someone who likes writing documents.
yeah. Well, there you go.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And if you find any, Graham, do bring them along.
Has
Because we all
anyone,
hate.
have you connected with Michelle on this, Daniel?
Me? No, not yet. No. I think I might have invited him, but he's probably invited to everything. So, but he's one of the people that we want to do a specific email to. I should actually mention this in peer-to-peer. I'll go and do that after this call. I'll mention it in the peer-to-peer.
Yeah, there are two
About
groups in peer-to-peer, right? There's the smaller
two.
group and the bigger group.
I don't know the smaller group. I just know the big one.
Yeah, it could be more. I can put it there.
Yeah, put it there, please. Just share the event. Yeah, share the Paris event. Yeah, please. Groovy.
Okay, cool. So I made a map and I sent it to you guys. I'll put the link in. I mean, it's just a simple thing, and the video's not added yet. But you know, hack about.
Have you created it in the folder?
I
I emailed it.
I don't know how to do that yet, but I shared it with you and Caroline. I don't have.
That's good. That's cool. That's cool.
Right. So anyway, I will. So after this, we can put the link into wherever we want.
Tammy.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Um,
I'll figure out how you actually save it to the folder so everyone can see it. Yeah.
This is awesome.
Good.
Cool.
Good.
I mean, this is. I mean, we just need to sort of talk more around what we're doing, what we're mapping, and then I think if once the data will build as we build this, is how I see it. Anyway, yeah.
yeah. So well, that's just to hack about. Graham, do you mind putting your email in the chat box so we're connected? Mine, I think, is already there.
He did actually put it in there.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Graham.
For some reason, when I do Google Hangouts, it has rewired my laptop, so whenever I try to write the @ sign, it doesn't do it, so I don't know. There we go.
Just a glitch.
Glitch, yes.
Okay. I'm at my point that I got to run.
Yes.
But thank you.
Yes.
I need to book my flight now.
Yay.
Yeah.
Have a
Tammy,
nice
can
day.
I work? Have a nice one.
Thank
Tammy,
you.
can I work with you? Okay. Tammy, can I work with you either in this call or after this call just to try and figure out how to get those permissions on this to make it be in the folder?
Okay, great. Perfect. I have to pee. Oh, I probably shouldn't say that on a live thing, but I gotta go to the ladies' room.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
this is real life. So let's.
Should we?
Yeah, and I'll go back to. I'll let you guys carry on. I'll go back to bed and get my back better.
Okay. Yes, do that.
Let's ceremonially finish the call, and I'll contact you, Tammy, on Skype.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Okay.
So
Nice to meet you,
have a
Tammy.
quick. Yeah, let's have just a quick bye-bye and say hi. I'm feeling good. Bye-bye.
Great. Daniel, I guess thank you so much for bringing this together, and it's such a pleasure to meet you, Graham, and to reconnect, and I'm really looking forward to participating in this event from afar. Yeah, Caroline.
She's gone, has she?
She might have gone already. Okay, cool.
All right.
I'm going to stop the broadcast, and I'll
Bye.
see you guys on the wires. Ciao now. Bye.
Bye-bye.